Thank you very much, everyone, and thanks for the one-to-one people for putting on such a great conference. I'm Dan Wilton, CEO of First Mining Gold. In the brief time we have here, I'll be making some forward-looking statements and talking about our projects. So First Mining has a portfolio of gold projects in Canada with combined 7.4 million ounces of indicated and measured indicated resources and 3.8 million ounces of gold and inferred, really focused on advancing two key projects. Springpole, which we just put out an updated PEA on yesterday. Springpole is a big 5 million ounce open pit project located in northwestern Ontario. And Goldlund, where we're drilling right now. Goldlund is a 1.7 million ounce deposit located in that same general area around Dryden, Sioux Lookout in Ontario. Really four other assets in the portfolio. I think that gives us a lot of optionality, and we're working to surface some value in the portfolio assets. And importantly, you know, in addition to size and scale, all of these assets are in great jurisdictions and great places to potentially build mines. We are trading at significant discount to our peers. We'll demonstrate that, and I think we have a team in place that can really serve to unlock the value. Just a quick snapshot on the corporate overview. Market cap is about 130 million Canadian. Cash on hand at the end of the last quarter was 8.4 million, plus some marketable securities on top of that. Almost 600 million shares outstanding. Really good average daily trading liquidity between Canada and the OTC here in the US. We have a big US shareholder base. And as you can see here, it doesn't actually really show up that well on the slide, but about 90% of our shareholder base is retail, and we are actively looking to build our institutional shareholder base here. But a strong, supportive shareholder base that is trading every day. So I think we have actually pretty exceptional liquidity for a company of our size, and covered by 4 analysts who are listed up there. This company was put together in 2015 by Keith Neumeyer, who's the CEO of First Majestic, and a few like-minded individuals, really at the time when people were giving up on projects. And they decided to form a public company and basically amalgamate a bunch of projects, buy what they could, decent projects at less than $10 an ounce. And the thesis was, we'll hold them, the gold price will go up, we'll all make a lot of money. So they actually bought 8 companies in about 12 months from 2015 to 2016. And the dark gold line on the top is the share price. You can see at the time they put this portfolio together, after the last acquisition, the company had a market cap of $632 million. And all that's really happened since then is the gold price has gone down and come up and gone down and come up again. The company has continued to de-risk these assets. We've taken Springpole, 5 million ounce project, through 2 PEAs, put it in the permitting process and advanced it through the permitting process. 40,000 meters of infill drilling at our Goldlund project, new resource. Discovered another deposit 10 kilometers away from the main resource at Goldlund. And the impact on the share price and the market cap of the company of all of that work has been that the market cap has gone from 632 to 130. So we think this represents immense value in this portfolio for real assets that are sitting in great jurisdictions. So it's our job to surface that value as we move forward. This is just a snapshot. You know, the average developer in North America trades at about $35 an ounce. We're trading at $8. So we'll talk a little bit about the Springpole project because, as I said, we just put out an updated PEA on this project yesterday, in fact. This is one of the largest undeveloped gold projects in Canada, one of the largest in North America, and really one of a few projects worldwide with a capability of producing in excess of 400,000 ounces a year. This puts this project in pretty esteemed company. We've scoped it with a capex of a little more than $800 million US. At $1,300, it has an NPV of $841 million US and an IRR of 22%. The project is located in an area of great infrastructure. You're 40 kilometers from a road, 40 kilometers from a power line where there is $3.5 billion being put into the power grid on either side of this project right now, as the government is extending the power grid in this part of northwestern Ontario up to connect a number of Indigenous communities to the grid and get them off diesel. So we're benefiting from an enormous amount of investment that's going in here. Listen, the knock against Springpole is that the deposit sits under the shallow bay of a lake. So obviously that's been known since the deposit was discovered. And it's something that there's been an enormous amount of study in and really risk mitigation put in to try and understand, is this project permittable? So 8 years of baseline environmental work. And if anyone would like to check that out, we have a 370-page environmental baseline report on our website that details all of the work that has been done around aquatic species, around fish habitat, around terrestrial wildlife. And it all demonstrates that there's no species at risk here. And this is a project that we really firmly believe can be permitted. The engineering around building cofferdams and dewatering, we're talking about 800 meters of cofferdams, less than 5 meters high. To put that in context, that's about 1/8 of the size of a tailings dam that you would build for a normal project like this, and no one ever questions the capability of building a tailings dam. So we think this is a project that's eminently permittable. We're in active consultation with our Indigenous communities right now about moving this forward, and the project is in the permitting process. I'll talk a bit about that in a second. Just a couple of highlights here. The project, as we have scoped it, we're talking about an all-in sustaining cost of around $600 an ounce. Capital cost of a little bit more than $800 million. 12-year mine life, and again, peak annual production in excess of 500,000 ounces a year. And you've heard people talking about peak gold. You've heard people talking about the supply crisis that's coming in gold. There are very few projects of this size and scale that are there to be built. And if you don't know about it today and it's not in a permitting process today, it's not getting built by 2030. So I think this is a really unique opportunity that people are kind of missing. And I wouldn't want to miss sort of pointing to my favorite point on the slide here is the pre-tax NPV at a $1,500 gold price, which is not far from where we are, is $1.75 billion for this project that we have actively in the permitting process and moving forward. So we think this alone carries a multiple of our current market cap. This again shows the production profile, but again, for years 2 through 9, the average production out of Springpole is 410,000 ounces of gold. So it puts it in a really unique size and scale. And this just kind of gives a sense of where some of the other currently producing and development projects in Canada are. This is a mine big enough to be meaningful to everyone in the world. So we're very excited about moving it forward. It is in the permitting process, and our real goal over the course of the next 15 months is completing a pre-feasibility study and moving this project forward to submit the environmental impact statement, at which point it's probably a 2-year permitting process in Ontario. It's a great place to permit projects. They've permitted 3 big open pit projects over the last 3 years. So I think it's pretty straightforward. And with the very brief time that we have left, I want to tell you about our Goldlund project. It's a problem with the portfolio is, we barely get the time to talk about what we think is one of the more exciting and developable projects in Canada. 1.7 million ounces, 1.7 grams open pittable, just off the Trans-Canada Highway in a place of exceptional infrastructure. And drill holes, including this year a 10-kilometer step out from the existing deposit. And we've hit things like 40 meters of 4 grams, not reflected in the share price. This is a real project that's going to get developed. And with that, I won't spend much more time on it, but thank you very much and certainly appreciate your attention today. And you can find more information on the website, www.firstmininggold.com. Thanks very much.